Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I know it's been a long time and I know I always said, oh, I'm gonna be consistent on YouTube and I'm gonna come back. And I'm sorry, okay, that's something I have been really working on. I've been wanting to do a live update video for weeks now, but if you know me, you know that I cannot sit still for more than 30 minutes. So I thought about doing a quick little get ready with me. I'm going to do my makeup and just chit chat about life, where I've been, what's been going on in my life, why I haven't posted anything on YouTube, my other social medias, and all the dates on where I've been and why I haven't been consistent on YouTube. So I hope you like it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to link my social media down below if you want to follow me, and let's get started. Okay, so I know what you are going to say, and I know I haven't been super consistent on YouTube. I love making content, I really do. But there's moments in my life where life just starts happening super fast, and I have to make a decision between living life and experiencing and enjoying my life and worry about filming it. And for a while, I have been putting a lot of pressure on myself, and I like when everything is perfect. And so if I film a video and it's not perfect, then I would just end up not posting it. And I know that that is such a terrible mindset, because then months go by and I'm like, okay, where did time go and why haven't I posted anything? And it's because I'm a perfectionist, right? And I just like everything that I do to be perfect, and I understand, I am not a perfect human being and I'm going to make mistakes, and sometimes, that's the beauty of things, that they are imperfect, and I have a really hard time accepting that. So sometimes I do film videos, I edit them, and then I end up not liking them and not posting them, and it's kind of stressful because I put a lot of time and effort, like thinking about what YouTube videos I would film and actually filming them, and then spending a lot of time editing those videos just for me to not like it and not posting it at the end. So I still struggle with that. I am working on that. I'm trying to work on being consistent because this is something I really like to do. I enjoy YouTube a lot. I enjoy making content a lot. It makes me really happy. It's something that I have where I can just focus on that and escape everything else that's going on in my life. But I am a perfectionist, so I am working on that. So you're probably wondering where I've been, what I've been up to, what's going on with me, where am I in life, what is going on in my life, and there's a lot to catch up on. So starting off with my mental health, because I feel like that's something that I have talked about in the past, where, if you follow me on TikTok, you probably see me crashing out because I was depressed and going through a breakup and all of these things. But honestly, this is probably the first time that I can say that I have really put on the work to invest in my mental health and work on myself and try to better myself and try to put my mind at ease. I'm not gonna say it's been perfect. There's been up and downs and certain situations that had happened that definitely trigger my mental health to go to hell, basically. I'm not gonna go much into details of what happened in that situation that make my mental health go bad again. I am going to say that I lost someone very important to me back in December, and up to that point I was doing really well. Everything was going really nice in my life. I think I removed the video, but I made a video about me getting engaged last year. And if you know, me and my fiance got back together. We started building a life together again and got a house together. We started renovations and all of these things. And so life was great. Okay, I was super happy. I went back to the States for a while to be with him, and then we came back to Guatemala together, spent some time together here, and it was really nice. I was really excited. And then, I lost someone that was really important to me, and that just went downhill. I have lost people in the past. I've lost friends, like long-time high school friends. But at the time of their passing, I wasn't really that close to them anymore. So even though, yes, it made me sad, it wasn't like we had a super strong and close relationship for me to go into like depression mode. So that definitely affected my mental health. This was the first time that I was actually experiencing grieving, and I felt like months went by and I couldn't assimilate what grieving was and how I needed to grieve and how I needed to work on that to process those thoughts and those feelings, and accepting the fact that they were gone. Basically, this was the first time that I've lost someone very important, like that was really close to me, and so I did not know how to handle that, and I isolated myself. I started doing therapy because I realized at some point that I needed to talk about it, and I needed help, and I needed to be heard, and also I needed the guidance on how to work on that, how to heal, how to accept that it happened. And it took me a while, and up until that point of me seeking help and accepting the fact, I was extremely depressed, and my friends noticed, my fiance noticed, and they were really concerned about me because I was not being myself anymore. And that's something that I really struggle with because I work really hard to work on my mental health in the past couple of years, and to the point that I wanted to feel like myself again. I wanted to be happy, I wanted to be stable, I wanted to be able to build relationships and be stable and have a stable mindset. So it was really hard to navigate through that because I had no idea what I was doing. I just let myself go into that depressive cycle, and it was really hard to get out of it. And everything happened super fast. So this happened back in December, and at that time we were already planning our engagement party, which it's like one of the biggest moments, right? Because you're engaged and you're getting married and you're planning all these things before you get married. And so you're planning an engagement party where you're gonna basically join families and bring people to your country. And I was so overwhelmed because I had all these emotions, and at the same time I had all these really good and happy things happening, and I felt like I was drowning. I was drowning in depression, and that was keeping me away from being able to enjoy this amazing moment of my life of being engaged and planning my engagement party. So it was definitely a really hard season for me because I feel like everything was just piling up, between grieving and being engaged and planning an engagement party and working full time, trying to build something for myself and trying to stay close with my friends, trying to maintain social relationships, and it felt like my brain was never able to slow down and rest for a moment. And it was definitely a moment of realization that I had, even though really good things were happening, I was still feeling extremely overwhelmed by everything that was going on. And to an extent, that was my own fault because, I was aware and I was self-conscious that I needed help. I just didn't want it to accept the fact that it happened. And it felt like me going to therapy and me seeking help was accepting that, and I did not want it to do that. And I would get so stressed because I would think why am I stressing over this? I have so many amazing things happening that I am very thankful for. Why can't I just enjoy them? Why can't I just shut my brain off and enjoy all the good things that are happening? I have a very good life. I have really good people in my life. I'm living amazing experiences. Why do I feel overwhelmed? I have learned that gratitude and feeling overwhelmed can exist at the same time. One doesn't cancel the other one, and sometimes it's really good to just slow down, take a breath, and put all your cards on the table and decide what you want to focus on. You want to focus on the bad things, or do you want to focus on the good things that are happening, that you should be celebrating them? But that's something that I have been working on. I try to prioritize my mental health as much as I can, because I want to maintain the relationships that I have in my life, and that depends on my mental health being stable and my mind being in a good place. I also started a new job back in December. So when I tell you a lot of different things were happening at the same time, I am not kidding. I started a new job. I lost someone very important to me, got engaged, was planning my engagement party, was trying to maintain my social relationships, trying to keep my friends close, like all at the same time. And it was a really, 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 really stressful time in my life. But I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I'm super appreciative of all the people close to me that supported me and was there for me when I was going through it. Everything turned out good at the end. Life is a cycle, and you struggle in some moments, and then everything falls into place, and that's the beauty of life. So work has been really good. It's one of those things that keep me busy, and I'm really, really, really grateful for that, because I am someone that needs to stay busy. And so if you don't know, I don't think I've talked about this. I try to keep some personal things private, just because I feel like I've been on social media for a long time and a lot of my life is public. So politics, religion, my relationship, even my friends sometimes, my job, my family, those are things that I try to keep private. Not a secret, because I don't hide anything that I have or anyone that I relate to. But I do try to give them as much privacy as I can in order to protect them. So if you don't know, I work in logistics. I work for a logistics company that's based in California, but I do work remotely. And that has been really, really nice. I have never worked in logistics before, especially like transportation wise. That's something really new to me, and I was really scared of switching career paths like that, because if you know me, you know that I love cooking. That is one of my passions. I love baking. I love creating stuff. I love trying new recipes, and that's my passion. Like, when you ask me how do I see myself in 10 years, I want to keep working as a chef. Probably not build my own restaurant, because that's a lot of work and it's very expensive. But I also love coffee, and I make coffee videos on TikTok, and that's something that I really enjoy. So if you ask me how I see myself in 10 years, I would say cooking, probably starting my own coffee shop or pastry shop or something in that regard. So this was definitely a wild decision for me to switch career paths like that, especially on a line of business that I had no experience on. And so I, got this job, and it was a really, really great opportunity. And I love it. I am obsessed. I really like my job. I really like the company that I work for. I love my boss, love the people that I work with, love my co-workers. It has definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone, and that's something that I really like, because I am a very awkward, like socially awkward person. I have a really hard time making friends, and that's something that I'm working on as well. I struggle a lot when I have to do something by myself, when I have to meet people, when I have to create conversations or start conversations with people that I don't know. And that's why making friends for me, it's really hard. And that's why I appreciate my friends so much, and I try to maintain my social relationships with them, because we've been friends for so long that I feel like at the same time, being friends for so long also has made me this awkward when I meet new people, because I'm so used to being friends with the same people, you know. So that's something that I'm really working on, especially with, you know, going back to the States and starting a life there, and, you know, moving back there to a new area, a new state. And it's just like completely different from the life that I have in Guatemala. And obviously I'm leaving all of that behind, and I have to start over and meet people there and build connections there and make friends there, and, you know, socialize and engage in social events and all of this. And that is something that really stresses me out, but I am working on it. Okay, so my engagement party, all of that. I am probably going to make a separate video. I tried doing that a while back, and I ended up posting that video and then deleting it because I did not like the way it turned out. I feel like I left out a lot of details, and so I want to refilm that and go into detail of the whole process of planning my engagement party. The logistics part of that was stressful, yes, but everything turned out to be perfect, and I couldn't be more happy about it. But like I said, I'm probably gonna do a separate video on this, so I'm not gonna go too much into detail because I want to keep all the details for that video. If that's something that you're interested in, if you are planning an engagement party or even a wedding, because, you know, there's a lot of weddings happening in Antigua. We just wanted to celebrate our engagement, so we didn't have much like wedding stuff going on. So, you know, if you want to hear about venues, about prices, about the logistics of, you know, finding caterers and decoration and flowers and all of these things, definitely go watch that video. I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to be very, very detailed. Because I feel like it could help other people as well. So in regards my relationship, like I said, this is something that I keep very private. I've made the mistake in the past of making my relationship public, and that is something that I don't want to do ever again. I want to protect my relationship and his privacy and my privacy as much as I can. In regards to my personal goals, I feel like if you follow me on TikTok, you've heard me talk about this multiple times. You've probably seen my coffee videos. You know I love coffee. That's something that I really enjoy, not only consuming coffee, but also making coffee and trying new recipes. And I also like cooking and baking. You know, everything sweet, I am obsessed. I have a very, 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 very sweet tooth. So, you know, building a coffee shop / pastry shop, it's something that's been in my mind for years. Like I said, I love coffee, and it's not just about drinking coffee, it's everything that's behind it, where it comes from, the farmers, the culture, the process, how coffee is made. And also being from Guatemala makes it more meaningful, because if you didn't know, Guatemala produces some of the best coffee in the world. So that's something that I have been thinking about for a long time. And obviously, if I reach that point in my life where I'm able to, you know, start my own coffee shop, I will definitely be using Guatemalan coffee. So lately I've been doing a lot of research of what it will take to, you know, start my own coffee shop. There is nothing official yet. It's a very long process. It requires a lot of time. It gets very, very, very expensive, and I don't have the budget for that just yet. So that's something that, you know, it's a long process, and it requires a lot of planning, a lot of saving, and, you know, just taking the risk at some point. So yeah, I feel like this season of my life has been all about building, you know, building relationships, building my mental health, building confidence, building my career, building a future business, building my faith. I also started going to church again and getting closer to God, and I feel like that's has been the main thing that has kept me going, that has helped improve my mental health a lot, that I am able to, you know, work on that and get closer to God and discover what my faith is about and getting closer to God in general. And that is something really beautiful that I have been working on, and I am very, 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 very grateful for it, because It's something that has been a struggle for me in the past, my faith and my relationship with God. And I feel like I'm in a better, way better place right now in regards to that. So I'm very happy with the work that I've been putting on. I still have a lot of research to do, and I still have to read about a lot of things that I don't know and I don't understand in order for me to keep getting closer to God and building my faith. But I'm really excited where I'm at right now in regards to that, and I'm very excited to keep growing in that aspect. Now, the elephant in the room, everybody wants to know what's going on with my YouTube channel, where I've been, why I've been so inconsistent lately. And by lately, I mean the past year and a half, because I have posted some videos here and there on some like travel blogs, but I haven't really posted anything since I think October or November 2024. Till this day, being consistent on YouTube, it's just really hard to balance real life and YouTube. You know, I still see YouTube as a hobby, not as a full-time job, because I do have a full-time job and I have a life and I have, you know, social relationships that I try to maintain every single day. And so it's also hard because in order for me to protect those relationships, I cannot, you know, just push a camera onto their faces and say, hey, I'm making a YouTube video today and we're gonna blog when we're going out, because I also want to respect their privacy. As for this channel, I really want to start posting more consistently. I want this to be a place where all of us besties can come and hang out for 15, 20, 30 minutes on a video and just connect through that. So what can you expect? Get ready with me, travel blogs, days in my life, probably random videos of whatever I'm doing that day, you know, engagement stuff, and eventually wedding stuff. I don't have a date yet. We don't have any plans yet for that. But I can go through all the details of what planning an engagement party was, how much it cost, you know, tips and tricks and all of that. You know, any updates if I ended up, you know, starting the process of building my own coffee shop. I don't want it to be repetitive where I'm just posting the same type of videos. But I also am very careful with keeping my life and the people in my life in private, you know, so it's kind of tricky, but I'm working on that. So yeah, that has been a little bit of a life update. There's definitely more things that I could talk about. I just don't want to make this video super long and repetitive and boring. So if there's something else that you would want to know in regards to why I haven't been consistent on YouTube, or what's going on in my personal life, or something that you saw me posting or talking about on TikTok, leave it in the comments. Try to respond the best way that I can. So if there's something else that you're interested in, you know, knowing why, I'll definitely give you some answers, maybe a little update in a separate video. But yeah, on a side note, I have been enjoying makeup a lot more lately. If you know me, you know that I don't wear a lot of makeup on a daily basis, and that's something that I have been playing with in the past couple of months. I got a lot of new makeup products that I do want to try on a video. And that's something that relaxes me. You know, it's just when I sit down and I do my makeup and I play music, it's just that moment of being able to connect with myself and do something that I didn't used to enjoy. So that's something that I also want to bring to YouTube, you know, makeup reviews and just doing my makeup for fun or trying new makeup styles. So yeah, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you. Thank you so much, seriously. Whether you've been here for years or this is the first time that you're seeing me on YouTube, I am really thankful for you, and I thank you for being here and supporting me. I am really excited for this new chapter, and I hope that you all come along with me. If there's anything as specific that you want to see on my channel, leave it on the comments. I would love to hear your ideas. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.